Hi there, Ben here again with another video for Fluent in Finance, the channel dedicated to teaching you all about personal finance, something that schools have failed so miserably at. I remember in English class learning all about prepositional phrases, but not once was I ever told how to manage my money properly. So today we're going to be talking about what is a Roth IRA, what it is, and why you should contribute to one. The easiest way to think about a retirement account, such as a Roth IRA, is to simply think of it as a box. An empty cardboard box. Now, a box by itself doesn't really do a whole lot. It just sits there. But we can put things inside that box, and that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to start by creating our retirement account box, and then we're going to fund it. We're going to put money into our box. The same way that you would create a checking account and then deposit money into your checking account in order to use it, we are going to create an IRA, put money into it. Now, once that money is in there, we're going to use that money to buy a variety of different investments. Now, we can put almost anything that we want inside one of these IRA boxes. Maybe you want to invest in stocks or bonds, real estate, gold, or even cryptocurrency. Almost anything that you can think of can be put inside one of these IRA retirement boxes. Another nice thing about these accounts is that they keep your money separate from other accounts. So let's say that you have other boxes. Maybe you have a checking account and a savings account. This compartmentalizes your money and keeps everything separate. So now the next question is, well, why would I want to use one of these retirement boxes? And the answer is because these retirement accounts offer significant tax advantages, which over the long run will save you an incredible amount of money. So let's see how that works. All right, so before we jump into explaining how amazing a Roth IRA is, we first need to know how our money is normally treated if we don't put it into a specialized retirement account, one of these boxes. So let's suppose that you work for 10 hours at a job that pays $10 an hour. Theoretically, you would earn $100 for that day, right? Well, it's not quite that simple. You see, your employer is going to withhold taxes from your check. Now, there's a lot of different things that get withheld: state tax, social security tax, that kind of stuff. But for today, we're going to keep it simple, and we are only going to remove federal income tax. So let's assume for our purposes that you are in the 10% tax bracket. That means that when you earned $100, Uncle Sam and the IRS are going to take 10% of that. So your check at the end of the month or at the end of the week is only going to be for $90 instead of $100. Now let's say that you take this $90 and you want to invest it and you're going to buy some stocks. And once again, for simplicity's sake, let's just say that each stock is valued at $10. This means that you are able to purchase 9 shares of this stock. Now let's say that over time, the value of these shares increases in value. And instead of being valued at $10 per stock, it is now valued at $25 per stock. This means an increase of $15 per share. So your increase is $15 per share times the 9 shares that you had, and that is, if my math is right, $135. Now let's also say that during this time, your stock paid out dividends. Dividends are a return on investment, all of the profit that your company is making. They return some of that to you for being an owner of that company. So let's say that they paid out over the course of these years, that they paid out $15 in dividends. So your total account balance now is the $90 that you started with, the $135 from your increased stock price, and the $15 that the company paid in dividends. So your total account balance now is going to be $240. Pretty good, right? And it would be good, except for a couple of things are going to now work against you. Uncle Sam. You see, you made some money. You started off with $90, and now you have $240. So Uncle Sam wants his share of that pie. The problem is, when you try to actually use this money and you sell your investment, you're going to get taxed. Not once, not twice, but 3 total times over the course of this process. And here's where that happens. So the first time you're taxed is on your income. The next time that we're going to get taxed is right here, your dividends. Now, dividends are taxed at your ordinary income tax bracket. So if you are in the 10% tax bracket here, then the IRS will charge you 10% of any dividends that you earned. So the IRS is going to charge you $15 times a 10% tax rate. So for these dividends, they are going to charge you $1.50. Now the third time that you are going to get taxed is right here, your increase in value of the stock. Now this increase is referred to as capital gains, and for most people it is taxed at a 15% tax bracket. So that means they're going to take 15% of this $135, which translates into $20.25. So realistically, you do not have $240 available to you. You have $240 minus what you are going to owe in taxes, which in this case is roughly $22. So what you actually have is you have your $240 minus $21.75 for a total of $218.25. That is your total amount. So now that we've analyzed what happens in a normal situation if you don't have your money in one of these IRA retirement boxes, now let's see what happens if we instead put this same amount of money into one of our retirement boxes. So in this case, we're going to start off the same way. You're going to earn $100, and you are going to be taxed at 10%, same as over here. Which leaves you with $90 available, which is going to buy you, once again, 9 shares of stock. Now the same thing happens. You get your $15 in dividends, and you get your $135 stock increase as your stock goes from $10 to now $25. So you have your still $90 that you started with. You have $135 in your stock increase, and you have $15 that they paid in dividends. So once again, we come back to our number of 240, the same number that we had over here before we started taking out all of this extra money for taxes. Now remember when I said that retirement accounts had a lot of tax benefits to them? Well, that's true because on this side of the board, we're now done. You see, over here, we were taxed 3 different times 1, 2, 3. But on this side, the only time that we are taxed is on the amount of money that we initially earned from our job. And this money right here is our total amount that is available to actually spend. But now let's take a look at what is a more realistic total that your accounts will grow to over time. So in a normal situation, let's just say that your investment many years down the road grows to a total of $1 million. Now this is going to be once again taxed at the long-term capital gains tax rate, which is typically 15%. So multiply that by 15%, and you come up with $150,000 that you will owe in taxes. But if we did that same thing, but inside of one of our Roth IRA retirement boxes, and our account grew to $1 million. In this situation, that is how much money we have. You only pay taxes once inside of a Roth IRA when you earn your money, instead of 1, 2, 3 times the normal way. Now $150,000, that's a lot of money, and that can make a big difference in your quality of life when you do decide to retire. And that's why it's important to plan for retirement and begin putting money inside of one of your retirement boxes. Now with one of these accounts, there are some rules that you have to follow. Because this retirement account, well, the money is supposed to be for retirement. So trying to access it before you officially retire can be a little bit challenging. Over here, we can use this money whenever we want to, right? We didn't put it into any kind of a fancy account or anything like that. But over here, we can access this money, the $90 that we contributed. We can pull that money out whenever we want to. I don't suggest it because this is supposed to be a retirement account, so you should let that money grow for your retirement. But in a worst case situation, if something terrible happened, you do have access to that $90. However, this money, that $150, that money needs to stay in your account. And if you try to pull that out early, there are some significant tax and fees that are assessed to that $150. So I do not recommend that except for an absolute last resort. Now there are a couple of situations in which case you can withdraw more money than just simply what you contributed. So beginning at age 59 and a half, the IRS classifies you as now eligible to withdraw all of this money whenever you want. Other situations that can allow you to withdraw additional money is if you become disabled, or if you are using that money to purchase your first home, or if you are unemployed and need to pay for unreimbursed medical expenses. Additionally, you can only contribute a certain amount of money each year to one of these retirement boxes. For a Roth IRA in the year 2020, you can contribute up to $6,000 or $7,000 per year if you are over the age of 50. Unfortunately, not everyone is allowed to contribute to a Roth IRA account. You see, if you earn a lot of money at your job, the government assumes that you are pretty financially stable and you don't need the help of an extra tax-advantaged account such as an IRA in order to successfully retire. Now these income limits do change from year to year, but currently for the year 2020, if you earn over $139,000, then you are not eligible for a Roth IRA account. And if you earn between $124,000 and $139,000, you are eligible, but not at the full amount. You cannot contribute the full $6,000 per year or $7,000 if you're over the age of 50. Now, if you are married filing jointly, that number increases to $206,000 before you are not eligible to contribute to a Roth IRA. And if you earn between $196,000 to $206,000, once again you are eligible, but at the reduced rate. Also, it should be noted that only earned income can be used to contribute to a Roth IRA. Now this is important, so let's just say, for example, you are taking a gap year at work, and you are simply going to travel and see the world. So you don't have any income, and you're just kind of living off of your savings during this year. Since you don't have any income for that year, you are not eligible to contribute to a Roth IRA by potentially moving money out of your savings account and into your IRA account. Other sources of income also do not count towards qualifying for a Roth IRA, and these can include payments such as alimony, child support payments, Social Security payments, or unemployment benefits, to name a few. Well, that's going to do it for us today, ladies and gentlemen. If you'd like to open up one of these Roth IRA boxes, I'll provide links to many of the common providers down below. And as always, if you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe and leave a comment down below. And I'll see you again next week.